Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to the call. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Good to have you guys on. Good to have you ladies on. Hello, Crystal. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Welcome, everybody. Go ahead and state your name and where you are calling from. I'd love to say hello to you.
Chantel from New Jersey.
Hey,
Yolanda Cooks from Columbus, Ohio.
Welcome. How are you?
I'm good, but I can't get my face to show, so I'm not that tech. So don't talk about me today.
Oh, okay. All right. I will give you a pass today because normally we would talk about you.
I know.
That's all right. Welcome, everybody. Go ahead and state your name and where you're calling from. Welcome to the Monday Mastermind session. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Coach Juarez, Vivian White, Rocheron, Texas.
Coach Juarez is in the house. What's up, my brother?
All is well. How are you?
I am excellent, sir. How you holding up? Good deal. Good deal. Good deal. All righty, folks. Welcome. If you're just joining us, I want to say congratulations. Welcome to the Monday Mastermind session. A couple of things I need for you to do. Number one, I need for your camera to be on. That's the first thing in leadership. You want to be available, right? How can we follow someone we cannot see? All right. So that's the first thing. Make sure your camera is on. All of those good, great things. Good to see you. Good to have you on. That's number one. Number two, if your team is not on, your leaders are not on, those that you are connected to, if they are not on, you want to send them a text message, put up a post about the Monday Mastermind session. Let folks know. Come on into a safe place. Come on in to hear from our incredible featured trainer and speaker tonight, top 20 income earner, Ambassador Diamond, Millionaire Club member, Mrs. Ashley Sinclair is going to be on in a brief moment. And so I want you to do that. I want you to do me a favor, send out a text, send out an email, send out a smoke signal, whatever you need to do to let folks know that we are about to get started here in about 3 minutes. That's the second thing. The third thing I would like for you to do is let me know where you're chiming in from. Let me know your city and state. I know we are in a technology-based business whereby everything we do is via text and chatting and all those great things. But it's always great to hear somebody's voice and see somebody's face. So do me a favor, let me know what city, what state you are chiming in from. I'd love to say hello to you. Welcome to the call.
Even Mr. Wilkins, this is Sundiata Ferguson, Dallas, Texas.
Sundiata Ferguson, welcome from Dallas. Good to have you on.
Sir.
Emerald consultant over there. Who else do we have out there? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're about 3 minutes away from getting started, so we still have a couple of moments. If you have not
Allen, Baytown, Texas.
Hey, Stephanie Allen, how are you?
I am coffeelicious.
Coffeelicious, I love it. Somebody's like, what? Amy's like, what is coffeelicious? Hey, that's what we are, you know, as we're drinking our diamond nectar today. We're coffeelicious. People ask me all the time, how you doing? I tell them, I'm coffeelicious. I'm terrific. Like terrific. Yes, I'm terrific. Welcome to the call. Glad to have you on from Baytown. Who else do we have out there? Well, I'll tell you, if you hadn't had your skinny brew today, you are missing out. Welcome, everybody. Going to get started here momentarily. We are at the top of the hour. And we are just about ready to get started. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome, everybody. If you haven't done so, a couple of things I'd highly recommend you do. Number one, turn on your camera. We've got to see you. We can't follow a leader we can't see. And yes, you are a leader, right? All of the leaders have their cameras on. Yes, let's see your beautiful faces. Let's see your handsome and beautiful faces. We can't follow leaders that we cannot see. That's number one. Number two, if you haven't had a chance to do so, be sure to let your team, let your friends, let your let your leaders know that we are about to get started and hear from the none other than the incomparable Mrs. Ashley Sinclair in a brief moment here. Top 20 income earner for the last 9 years, Ambassador Diamond. And if that wasn't enough, she's just an all-around good person. When you see her, hear her, get a chance to meet her, you just feel her incredible energy. And so you don't want to miss this, and you don't want to have your teams miss out on this authentic conversation that we're going to have tonight on the Mastermind session. That's number 2. Number 3, if you have not done so, please do me a favor, state your name, the city and state you're calling in from. I know we're living in a digital world and you're a digital girl and all you do is send out text messages and you send out voice notes. I understand, but do me a favor. Would you oblige me just for a moment? Just unmute yourself. Tell me with your mouth, open out of your belly. Just tell me the city and state and your name. Tell me where you're calling in from. Love to hear from you. And we'll take a round of introductions and we've got 20 seconds. Let's go. Go ahead.
Alicia, and I'm calling Ohio, Illinois.
Ohio's in the house. Who else?
Alicia from Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
I heard Alberta, Canada. Oh, Canada. Who else do we have?
Alicia from Plano, Tennessee.
Plano. I heard Plano, Texas. I heard Plano's in the house. Who else did I hear out there?
Delaware's here.
Alonda, Delaware. Where would we be without Delaware? Who else do we have out there?
Kalaloohi, Hawaii.
Hawaii. Aloha. Or mahalo. Good to have you on Hawaii. Who else do we have?
New Jersey.
Jersey. Did I hear Jersey in the house?
Yes.
Okay, we're almost ready now. When Jersey shows up, we're ready to rock and roll. Who else do we have out there?
Illinois.
Illinois. Welcome, Illinois. Who else?
New York, Florida.
Okay.
Vegas.
Texas. Florida is in the house. Welcome from Florida. Who else? We take another 10
Mexico City.
Who's out there?
Jersey.
Jersey. Welcome, Jersey. All righty. We're going to get started in about
from
0.10 seconds. Who else? Welcome to the call.
Janet from Jersey.
Okay, Jersey. I don't know who sent out the smoke signal, but Jersey is taking over.
Texas.
Texas! Everything is bigger in Texas. We got Bibles and bullets. Well, welcome to the call. Who else do we have out there?
Yes,
Mexico City.
All right, look at my little man. My little man is on the call. Look at my little guy. Hey, honey, look at my baby boy. Look at he's wide awake. Wide awake. I'm saying. Anybody want to babysit at 2 a.m. to 4 a.m., holler at me. Let me know. All right, welcome. Who else do we have out there?
Carissa from New Jersey.
Hey, Carissa, Jersey. Okay. Jersey, y'all have taken over. Florida, where are you? Texas, Alberta, where are you? Come on, Tennessee, where are you?
Aida from Syracuse, New York.
Syracuse, New York is in the house. Welcome, everybody. All right, I think we've got enough.
Franklin, Tennessee.
Tennessee. All right. Well, welcome, everybody. So good to have each and every one of you on the call tonight. It is truly exciting to really be really a part of this tonight, and to really hear and have a conversation with none other than Mrs. Ashley Sinclair. Before we get started here, I want to let you know it's 8:05 p.m. I know we've got a lot of people coming in. I know we got a lot of people in the waiting room, but be sure to send out those last minute text messages. Be sure to come on the camera. I'm telling you, we're going to be posting and sharing on social media, because here's the thing. People don't join companies. Write that down. People join people. All right? People don't join companies. People join people. And the purpose of having conversations like this is so that you can hear from people that will resonate with you. Their stories will resonate with yours. Individuals that have been where you are, that have sat where you are sitting and have accomplished what it is that you're seeking to accomplish in the business. And so we're excited about tonight's session. This is a call, by the way, that's open to every single person inside of ItWorks. I know we've got people that are not even a part of our company that actually get on this platform and listen, because truths are also transferable. Write that down. Truth is also transferable. I always tell people, in the words of T. Harv Eker, that how you do anything is how you do everything. And so this is a call and a platform that's completely open. It's a safe environment. And you're going to be hearing truth tonight. You're going to hear not just about company, you're going to hear about concept. You're not only going to hear about products, but you're going to hear about principles. And those are the truths that I can tell you that once they resonate in your spirit and in your heart, you can, ladies and gentlemen, go out here and make such an indelible imprint on the lives of other people around the world. And so we're going to get started. I saw Mrs. Ashley Sinclair on here, and I'm going to bring her on. So if you have not had a chance to do so, remember what I said at the beginning of the call. Come on to the camera. Jared, why do I need to come onto the camera? I'm shy. I don't want to be seen. Well, it's going to be difficult to lead if you can't be seen. That's number one. Number two, the reason why I want you to turn on your camera is we're going to be taking pictures and posting them. We want people to see that you are attentive and in class and in session tonight, right? The greatest leaders are those that have become the greatest followers. I am very skeptical of people that call or label themselves a leader and they never put themselves in a position to learn. Leaders are learners, right? And so we want to do that. I had an opportunity to meet this young lady probably about a year ago. I think it was in Austin, and she came up to me and we started talking, and she thought I was somebody else. And I said, man, he must be an attractive guy for you to confuse him with me. And so, and so we had a great conversation, but I could just tell from her spirit and the fact that she was so engaging in the conversation and she was so locked in, her spirit just resonated at such a great level. I had a chance to meet her husband as well. And every time I see them, it's all smiles and all Hallmark cards. But the thing that I love so much about her is that she shares from such an authentic place. This is not a filtered female. Can I say it again? She's not a filtered female, right? She shares from a place of authenticity. And I believe that is not only why she's been successful, but why I dare to say she's become very significant, not only in the world of It Works, but just from a leadership perspective all over the world. She's called upon and trusted, not just with her platform, but with the platform called It Works. All of the time you see her leading from the front and being asked to lead from the front because not only does the company trust her, but the leaders in the company trust her as well. So none other than Ashley Sinclair. Are you out there, my dear sister?
You are the hype man. I'm gonna put you on repeat. I'm gonna have you record my alarm clock. I've just been over here reading my Bible, cleaning my gun in Texas, like we do in the South, reading Bibles, cleaning guns. Let's do this.
Yes.
I'm ready. Man, I am so fired up, Jared. When you said, can you hop? I was like, are you kidding me? Anything for you, good sir. My pencil I've already started taking notes. I'm ready. I'm ready. I learned from you so much, but I'm happy to share whatever I can share tonight and help anybody out. So.
Well, we're glad to have you, Ashley. I am chopping at the bits. Once we sent out the message that you would be the one sharing, folks were sending out fire emojis like, oh my gosh, it's going to be lit. And I said, oh my goodness, I cannot wait. So talk to us, Ashley. First things first, we're going to talk tonight a little bit about your story, because I believe the purpose of sharing our stories is to dispute, distract, and inspire. And so we want to hear your story for those of us that have heard it before and those of us that have never heard your story of how you were introduced to It Works, where you were then, why you said yes, and what happened as a result of you saying yes. We want to hear your story. And then a second part of our conversation tonight is we're going to talk about your strategy of building, because a lot of us, we need to know how to get this thing done. I think some of us know, but it's always good to be reminded, because faith comes by hearing and hearing. And so we want to come tonight and build our faith. I've got my notepad, my pen, and my heart open. So I'll swing it over to you. Talk to us, Ashley, for those of us that are just getting started with It Works, some of us that are restarting, maybe we've put the business to the side as a result of whatever that's taking place in our life, and we're picking it back up. Talk to us, share with us your story of how you introduced, what took place, how you got to Ambassador Diamond, Millionaire Club member, top 20 income earner the last 9 years.
Yeah, man. Well, when you say it that way, it does sound pretty amazing. So thank you so much. But dang, I love thinking back on 9 years. And to be honest, I just signed a girl up and I told her, I said, here's what you're going to find. There's a lot of leaders that are out there that are amazing. I am by no means the best of the best, but here's what I am. I think you can find people in network marketing to join that have tenure. They've been around a long time. And I think you can find people that have passion, but I think it's rare to find both. I will tell you that 9 years in, you guys, I am more passionate and just as excited, if not more excited than when I began. And I feel like that is part of the success strategy, is the consistency built over time increases my passion. It increases my excitement for this business. And so, like many of you, 9 years ago, I was sent a message on Facebook, hey girl, hey kind of message. You should take a look at these fat patches. They're amazing. We can go make money. There's these ladies up north making 10 grand a month. Hashtag income disclosure statement. There's these ladies up north that are making all this money, and we should go and do it. And you should come and do this with me. And you guys, 3 things happen. And I feel like these are all, objections that we have all heard, and that or if you haven't heard them yet, you will hear them. Very first thing I thought was, oh my gosh, my friend got caught up in one of those schemes. Poor thing, right? We've all heard it. Is this one of those schemes, a pyramid? You don't know what you don't know. And I didn't know. I had no clue, right? That there was a different way to make money, that there was a better way, that there was a freedom of time, that there was a way to work and hustle the way I love to hustle, but on my own time with my family right beside me. And so I was skeptical of that. I had no time. We are looking for busy people, right? I don't want people sitting on the couch eating bonbons joining my team, because guess what? They're going to be talking about their bonbons being the excuse why they can't work their business later. So I'm here to find busy people. I was so busy. I could list all the things off, but dang, you guys, I was so busy. My husband and I had actually just had a fight about 2 weeks prior to me joining this company that went a little something like this. Ashley Sinclair, if you don't stop putting things on your plate, and having them spill over, I'm going to go insane and you may lose your husband. It was a little like that. Okay. So it was pretty serious at the time. So I was very busy. And on top of that, I just didn't have the money. At the time it was $200 to join. It's not 99 or 39 like it is right now. And so, the thought of parting with $200 was a lot to me at the time. But something said, go. Something said, move. Something said, take a step, said, ask. And so I listened to the nudge. And that was 9 years ago. I ended up saying yes. And you guys, really what happened was the magic wasn't joining It Works. The magic was 9 days in learning. The magic was sitting on a training a lot like you're sitting on right now. And I heard the queen of It Works herself, our very own Pam Souter, who found the wraps, brought them to Mark, helped found this whole company. I heard her talking about the diamond level. I heard her talking about the license to print money. I heard her talking about these women, these elusive women up north that were making 10 grand a month. And I said, okay, if they can do it, I can do it. Because I believe what one man, what one woman can do, another man, another woman can do. I believe that. It's like the 4-minute mile, right? Like nobody believed it could be done until somebody went and ran a 4-minute mile. And now you can't even get in the Olympics unless you're a sub 4 minute, right? So I think about that fact, and the fact that I just said, you know what, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go all in. And I want to see where this will take me in a year. What would happen if in 1 year I fully committed, I pushed all the chips in and I said, let's go, let's see what happens. And that was the day, September 9th of 2011 was the day that I literally pushed every chip in and I said, let's go. I'm either going to bust or I'm going to make $1 bajillion. And I made $1 bajillion. Hashtag income payment. So that really is kind of where everything began for me. And then, there you go. That's the lead up. So before all of that happened, you guys, I was a business owner, and here's one part to my story, because I went ambassador in 7 months, and people will hear that and they'll say, wow, or they'll say, oh my, and here's the deal. I didn't know any different. I'd never done a company like this before. So first of all, ignorance can be your best friend. I had no clue it couldn't be done. I just was like, let's try it. Let's see what happens. So a couple of different things happened on that journey. Number one, I started a store when I was 22 years old. I had great people behind me, honestly, my whole life saying, you can do it. You can try, go for it, work hard, and you can do pretty much whatever you want in life. And so I'm lucky to have had that. So I will attribute some of it to luck. But you guys, at 22 years old, I started a store. I sold it at 30 after I made my first 60 grand check in It Works, decided to sell it. But for 8 years, I built a network. And what people will get lost on is they will, if you don't come in with a network to a company like this, that's okay, but you've got to build it, right? You either come in with a network or you got to build the network. And the problem is that you got a lot of people that will jump in and expect that overnight success. And mine wasn't overnight success. Mine was 8 years, right? Plus those 7 months, because for 8 years, I did grassroots marketing and I was out there in the community, so that when I said, hey, I'm doing something kind of crazy, do you want to come with me or not? That, by the way, that was my script. That was my line. I'm about to go make $1 bajillion. Do you want to come with me or not? That was how, that was what I put out into the world. I'm about to go do this thing. Do you want to do it or not? Well, what is it? I'm not real sure. How does it work? I don't know. What are the ingredients? No clue. You want me to take a picture? Well, how does this work and what happens here? No clue. You want to try it or not? It was just very simple. Like that belief was so deep in me that I knew I had started for a reason. I knew God would not place me in this company just to let me fall. And if I would put in the hard work, he was going to show up on his end too. And so that's really where it started. But you guys, that was, I always say yes, ambassador in 7 months, but it was really 8 years and 7 months, because I built a network and I built a business for 8 years before that. And then the third key that happened was I had some incredible ladies that came in very early on, very quickly, caught the vision very, very early on. And we talk about flipping cards till you find your aces. I found some aces very, very early on. And so really, there you go. That's sort of the part that led me to the ambassador in 7 months, but also kind of where I was before. So
there's so much to unpack in that, Ashley, because I get inspired by the story, right? I'll tell you, I am not the detailed guy at all. I'm kind of the high level, give me a good story and I'll figure out the details on my way down. They say leap and grow your wings on the way down. I'm the guy that, here's the story, I'm leaping. And on my way down, I'm trying to figure out the details to building the parachute of the plane. But let's unpack some of this, because I heard from you just some things that resonated. A couple of things. You had already been building a business, building a network, building influence prior to getting started. And I know in our business, it's all about influence, meaning do people know you, like you, trust you? When you say something, do they need to get all the details? Do they doubt everything you say? Or based on how you've done or what you've done, do they trust you already enough to get started? So talk about, let's kind of shift gears into the story, or kind of weave both of them together. Let's hear some of the strategy. You got started 9 years ago. Obviously, I don't know what was going on in terms of building inside of It Works 9 years ago, but I know it required the right attitude and the right people. You have to have the right attitude, you have to have the right activity, and you had to have the right people 9 years ago, because that's what has to happen 9 years later. But talk to me about this, because I get this all of the time from the standpoint of question. Where are all the good people? Where do I find the good people? Are they on Facebook? Are they on Instagram? Are they on YouTube? Are some of them stuck on MySpace? Where did you find these good people?
What if I was like, my very first distributor was Tom from MySpace. He was in my top 8, for sure. I love that. Honestly, you guys, they are everywhere. They really are. They are everywhere. And something that you said, I don't want to go off on too far. I don't want to go too far off on a tangent. But one thing you said that I always answer with when I get that kind of question is, the very first thing I had to look at was myself in the mirror and say, if I'm going to leap and I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to ask people to come with me, and I'm going to ask people to trust me, when my answer for a solid 6 weeks was, I don't know, we'll figure it out together. Well, what about that? No clue. Let's figure it out together. Well, what's this? We'll figure it out together. All along the way, you guys, I was building trust with people, like Jared said. And so your rock star may still be a rock star in the making, but what I do know is that you will not attract that rock star without becoming one yourself, in your work ethic, in your attitude, in your passion and your excitement. Some of you know too much. Some of you have been on every flipping training that the company's got. And man, I want to pat you on the back, but if you're not putting that into action, it does not matter, right? You can have all the info in the world, but having all the info in the world without feet, right? Faith without works is dead. Knowledge without action is dead. And so for me, it was taking all these little things that I was learning and that I had learned. And it wasn't so much about being an expert in it works. It was about trying to just be an expert in people and figure out what is motivating this gal over here, this guy over here to actually say yes. And what I realized was so much of it was my passion and my vision for the company. It was, I know where I'm going. Are you coming with me or not? Oh, you're saying no, that's fine. Could you step aside? There's a line of people I got to talk to behind you. And I truly feel like that attitude is part of what propelled the success right there. But as far as where are they, you guys, literally they're everywhere. I met one of them in a coffee shop. One of them was my husband's best friend's girlfriend from, 19 years old. One of them was my sister at the time. One of them was an old high school friend. One of them was a random girl that walked into my store and wanted wraps. You guys, they're everywhere. They're all over the place. But what I will tell you is you won't find them unless you start by being that rock star first, by having that passion, having that excitement, being someone that when they say they're going to show up, they flip and show up, because that's leadership. That's what people want to follow. I'm doing this. Are you coming with me or not? And watch what happens to your business when you begin to have that attitude. I am doing this. Are you coming with me or not? Then I don't feel like I've got to pull people in all day long and just like drag them. I tried that for a couple of years when my warm market became a little bit cold and I had to start bringing people in from outside of my warm market. You guys, I would pull people in, I would drag people in. And I want to go back to those people and say, I'm so sorry. I should not have dragged you into this business. You were not ready. I was not ready. And now that passion, that excitement, that are you coming with me or not? I'm doing this. I'd love for you to be a part of it. I don't follow scripts. I don't follow I speak from my heart like I used to before, because that's what got me where I wanted to go. It was only in the trying to copy what other people were doing that I lost myself for a while. And so take I'll go off on that tangent later. I hope that answers that very first question of where to find them.
You know what? You led me right to where the Spirit is leading us to go, because I'm just like you in terms of that. There was a point of confusion for me in the business where I know what I know. We were multi-million-dollar earners in network marketing, documented before we came to ItWorks. And then we got to ItWorks, we had some great success, had a great run. And then I got to this point where I started getting confused because I wanted to duplicate what all of the other leaders were doing, because I was like, man, I don't want to deviate from what is working here. And there was literally weeks, if not a month or two, that I was lost. And when I say lost, I'm like, do I even know how to build network marketing anymore? I mean, am I supposed to talk to people? Do I tell, and I tell people all the time, Ashley, that a confused mind does nothing. Yep. And it wasn't until I said some choice words that I will not repeat on this platform to myself, because I talk to myself like, sometimes a basketball coach would talk to his team or a football coach. And I had to snap out of it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to either do it the way I know to do it, or I'm probably not going to be in this deal anymore from a standpoint of success. And the moment I got that confidence back to say, you know what I do works, what I do duplicates, I'm going to go with it. And things just completely changed. What we were doing in volume a month, we started to do a week. And so I want you to pick up, because I thought it was just me. I didn't know you got confused or got sidetracked in that whole tangent too. But talk about that. What happened to you from a standpoint, and be as detailed as you can, whereby you obviously you got to ambassador in 7 months. And I think I was telling one of the leaders the other day, stop complicating this. You need new people. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, well, how do I get? I mean, you need new people. Go find some new people. Because I don't believe success is something you pursue, it's something you attract. And so once it was like one of those wake up calls, like, oh wow, okay, it's just new people. Okay, cool. There's so many new people out here. But talk about that confusing part for you, trying to do what other people are doing? What happened? How you snapped out of it, and what took place specifically for you to keep moving on?
Well, I think two things happened. One of them was confusion set in. Confusion set in, I think, because what I was doing for a short time didn't work for a short time. And so I assumed it didn't work at all, or it would never work again. So that was one thing that happened. The second thing that happened was comparison. I remember specifically around the time that that my business hit its very first plateau, because as you can imagine, with 7 months and that kind of coding that quick, I mean, you're talking some insanity. It was just nothing but straight up for a little bit. And what happened was, when I hit my first plateau, I internalized all of that. And instead of saying, hey, this is a natural part of business, there's highs, there's lows, those cabs, that crazy part of my check, you know, the bonus part of my check. I wasn't looking at I wasn't looking at
it. Was hot. It was cold.
It was cold. It was so cold. It got real cold. And so what happened was, I started looking at what other people were doing during that plateau, not realizing that that's completely normal in every business to hit some level, just like in weight loss, just like in any business. It's not all like this all the time. And so then I started looking around, and I went, oh, I need to be doing this over here. Oh, online parties. Oh, I need to be over, you know, and at the time it was that everybody was doing so many different things. You guys, here's the deal, a lot like they are now. Wow. Because that's business. Because thank God, I literally mean thank him, thank our Heavenly Father, God, that there are so many different ways to work this business. Can you imagine if the only way to build this business was to talk face to face, one-on-one, one person at a time? Right? Some of you would never even be here and be making any money. Can you imagine if the only way was Facebook? Some of y'all that hate Facebook, you know, and work Instagram would hate it. If the only way to do it was TikTok, half of you wouldn't be here. If the only way to do it was this one way. So thank God there are so many ways to work this business. But instead of looking to other people for inspiration, I started looking at them and comparing myself against them and going, oh, well, what she's doing is working over here. I should run and taste this over here. And in the process of doing that, lost my secret sauce. I lost what makes me me. I went through this the other day, Jared, and when it comes to attracting the right people, there are two things. And I know a lot of you have heard this, and I'm sure, Jared, you've taught on this, and you can help fill in the gaps, because I'm sure I've got gaps here. But I would encourage you to, if you're jotting things down, to make a little chart just like this, right? This is all the stuff Jared has said that I liked. Okay. So that's what all this is. Okay. So right here, but I want you to jot this down, and I want you to put you, and then I want you to put your rock star right here. So you got you and you got your rock star. Okay. And what I have learned to do is, and not in a conceited way, not in an attitude of not being humble, but just, what are the areas God has gifted me? Where am I gifted? What did God say? You know what? This goes to Ashley. I love that kid. I love that kid. Look at what I gave her. What are those things that I have? And it's not that other people don't have them, but what are those things that I've got and that I think make me different or make me special, or things I just like about myself? Y'all, I got an answer for everything. That mind, it came from my granny. It came from my dad. It came from God. I have wit. I have sharp humor. I just can come back with pretty much anything. It used to bother me. I used to think as a Christian woman, I was supposed to be a whole lot quieter, a whole lot more meek, a whole lot more standing behind my husband. Okay. And I've learned to embrace that part of myself. So that goes in my column. That's something I like about myself, makes me unique. I am a hard worker. I come from a family of flipping hard workers. I like that about myself. Okay. So I jot those things down. These are the things that I like. These are the things that make me unique, or just, gifts that God's given me. Right. And trust me, I know where they came from. This isn't a pat myself on the back. It's all straight from God. These are things he gave me. And then over here in my rock star line, what do I want? Who do I want? Who do I want to bring in? What does that person look like? What do they, what kind of restaurants do they eat at? What kind of places do they shop at? What kind of things do they teach their kids? What do they believe about God? Are they faith-based? All those things that are important to me. who am I really trying to bring in? Because what you look for, you find. And if you're not looking, if you're looking for anybody, then you're going to find everybody. And that's not who you want in your business. One of the coolest tips my father-in-law ever gave me, they own a heating and air company. They have for 40 years in this town. And I remember complaining one day about just a customer that I had at my store. And he said, mark my words, sweet girl, you do not want all the business. Not all business is for you. And that has always stuck with me. And I've taken that even into network marketing. There are some people that even as I look at their profile or they begin to talk back and forth with me, I just know in my spirit, this is not a good match. And I know well enough now who I am, what I'm looking for, that I'm beginning to attract those kind of people. Isn't that incredible? That what I am putting out, you guys, that's biblical. That's not Ashley. That's not some Ashley law of attraction existential stuff. That is biblical. That what you reap, that is what you sow. What you plant, that's what comes up. And so what I am putting out there is what is coming back to me. And that has been an amazing transformation over the last probably 6 months to a year. One of the biggest things that happened, Jared, was at the beginning of this year, and I spoke about this at conference about how God just kept saying the word new, new, new. There is something new. I'm not done with you. The success is, I shared the story about Narnia, like your next wave of success is going to look so different, Ashley, because I never do the same thing twice. And it's so funny because a month prior, my sweet little friend said, we're getting on TikTok. And I opened the app. And the first thing I saw was a girl in a crop top shaking her groove thing. And I went, oh, no, that's not for me, right? Like, I can't do that. That's not who I am. That's not what I want. The more I'm on this app, she's like, no, I'm telling you, there's a space for us. We're going to carve it out. Watch. We're going to do this. We're doing this. We're not going to miss it. And I jumped in and I said, you know what? If I'm going to do it, I'm going to go 100%. And I was like, God, is this the new? Is this where new people are? And some of my best people that I've brought in this year, almost all of them have come from that platform. And that's not a commercial for TikTok necessarily. That's not it at all. It's simply to say that when I was looking for the new, when I began to get very serious about who I wanted and what I wanted to attract, and I wasn't embarrassed about my message anymore, that I'm sarcastic, that I'm silly, that I'm a hot mess, that I can look like this and I can look like a dumpster fire within the same 5 minutes. Like I embraced all of that. Guess what? I started attracting some really cool people, some really authentic people, some people that I actually enjoy. When their name pops up, I'm not going, oh, for the love, I got to talk to this person. I'm saying, yes, she's calling me. Let's talk. Okay. So I think so much of it, you guys, is you don't even know what you're looking for. You are looking for anybody. So you're attracting just anybody. And then you're mad that the just anybody is acting like an everybody. And that's what they're going to do, because that's what you're trying to pull in, is just anything with a social security number. Just bring them in. And when you get more focused, I'm telling you, you'll begin to find those people that you're excited to work with. You're excited to take their call.
You said a lot, and guys, let me know if this is resonating. Come on, let's light up the chat like a Christmas tree. Let me know what point she's sharing is resonating. You're having your aha moments, because I know I am. I'm taking notes. I like this. Put your rock star, the things you like about yourself. There's so many times, Ashley, we can look at ourselves and we disqualify our difference. What makes us different, we disqualify it, we castigate it. I'm too this, I'm not enough this. And the very things that we are disqualifying about our difference is what people are looking for, but because we disqualify it, they never find it, they never see it. And so we never attract that one, that two, that three girls or guys or whomever it is that is going to help us multiply our results. So I'm glad you shared that, guys. That's an assignment all in and of itself, that some of you, I know, you're going to struggle putting together that list. Hard. But I'm telling you, you got to you take it up on faith, take that assignment, put that together tonight. Because it's easy to look at other people as to why they're having success or why they're winning and find the reasons why you're not. But I'm telling you, that right there, that's a major nugget. Ashley, pick up from this standpoint. When you get a new person started in the business, right? They join, because we've got people, I've got people that get started and I just feel they're going to be rock stars. That's going to be an ambassador, and they never even get their $150 shopping spree. But tell me how you get a new person started. For those of us taking notes, you enroll a new distributor into the business, however you attracted them, whether you attracted them from Facebook, whether you attracted them from Instagram, maybe you met them out, oh my goodness, at a gas station and you spoke and or whatever, right? But when that person says yes and they get started, walk me through and give us an example of one of the leaders that you've helped get to Ruby.
Okay.
Like recently, within the last year, what have you. They enroll, what do you do next? How do you help that person get to Ruby? Are you building the business for them? Are you building the business with them? Are you placing customers to them? Are you placing distributors to them? What's your philosophy as it relates to that? Because what we want to take away from this conversation is not just what to do, not just how to do it, but also why to do it.
Oh, no, that's good. I love that. Okay, so there was a lot there, so forgive me if I run on for a second, but the very first thing is just making that connection. Again, that person trusted you. So I feel like I have two jobs when someone signs up with me, okay? I have two jobs. Number one, I have to show up and show them what to do. So the word show is huge to me. I do not like leaders that talk and do not show. Okay. So I want to show up for them and I want to show them what I'm doing. All right. So that's the very first thing. The second thing is I don't look at myself as their sponsor. I feel like that can weigh too heavy on all. I don't look at myself as their leader. I look at myself as their coach and their biggest cheerleader. That's my job. You have got this, because here's the deal. Most people that are coming in and going to join you, your words of affirmation to them might be the first they've heard in a very long time. And this business, sidebar, is so much bigger than you. And it is so much bigger than a paycheck. And there is kingdom work that is being done in this business and people that are coming to know the Lord through this business. And so I very much from the very beginning want to be the light that I can be for him, right? God gave you all these gifts when you were talking and you said it's hard to come up with that list. It is. But it says, let your light so shine before man that you glorify God in heaven. When you show up and you're shining that light out, all those things that he gave you, he gets the glory. That's the coolest part of all of it. Okay, there you go. I'm done with that part. So bringing them in, those are the two things that I'm focused on. I want to show up for them. So I am talking to them a lot, especially that first week. I don't mind hand holding. And let me tell you why. Some people say, well, I don't want to hand hold. And that used to be me. I don't want to hand hold. You're either going to do it or you're not. Nah. And man, if I could go back and smack my old self, I would. Of course, we all want the person that's going to come in and just know what to do. But how you before you join? I'd never joined a business like this before. I had never done anything like this. Do you know how many times I got a phone call from Pam Souter or Mark? Bring, hey, Ashley, that's not how we do that. Bring, hey, Ashley, guess what? No, we don't roll like that. Hey, Ashley, stop doing that. Stop saying that. Stop posting that. Stop. So I was new to it. I had to learn. These people have to learn. So your job is to show them what to do, not tell them. It's to show them. And it's to handhold a little bit. And if you want to come up with a different word, that's fine. But I look at it like I want to be all over that person their first week. Because here, what happened to you your first week? Most of you, if you sat down and you thought about your first week, you make your first post, you send out those first messages to friends and family. You are so excited. You're kind of nervous, but you're really excited and you're ready to go. And you begin to think about that network and make that list. What happened to you? Did you hear yes from everyone? Did everybody go, you join one of those businesses, sign me up? Nope, they did not. That is not what they did. You heard negativity. You heard, oh my gosh, are you doing that? Oh, I tried one of those before. My Uncle Bob's cats, dogs, cousins, brothers, tried that and it didn't work for them. Like I'm telling you, they are going to get negativity. So if I am not right there being the loudest voice in their ear of you got this. The other thing that I try to make sure they know, and this has helped tremendously over the last 2 years, is just even switching up my wording a little bit. And then I'll get to your question about building. I jot that down to make sure. But the other thing that I try to do and that I've changed my wording up is we're going to try a couple of different things. Will you trust me while we go on this journey together? Because I don't know how your market is going to receive this. I have no clue. Some people, they stand up and applaud and they're ready to go. Some people, it takes them longer. Either way, here's what we're going to do. I am going to teach you how to build your network. And I don't care if it takes us 2 days. I don't care if it takes us 2 years. We're going to build together. And then the other thing, Jared, that I've changed, honestly, since we've talked, I heard you say this a long time ago, or maybe it was something you were on, but I know that I can tell from my notes, I actually pulled them out, that you were talking, is we are going on this journey together. And if you are not going to give me at least 6 months to a year, then this isn't going to work. You've got to give me some time, because we are going to build a network together for you. And if you're not willing to put in the time to do that, then let's don't break each other's heart. Let's just go ahead and call it what it is right now. And that has changed, because now I've got people that are messaging me back and they're going, I had a rough day. I got a bunch of no's. My follow-up's not working, but I'm hanging in there, Ashley. I can't tell you how many messages I'm getting that are negative, in the sense that, like, they had a bad day, or they had a hard day, or they had, they didn't have great feedback. But the answer is, but we got this, because that's what I was telling them from the very beginning. I got you. I'm with you. You joined the right person. That person I am out there that you joined, that's who I really am. I want to be your biggest cheerleader and your biggest encourager. So let's do this together. So a lot of my wording has changed, but you guys, the simple steps have not changed. I start with warm market, just like everybody else. People call it chicken noodle soup list, your 6 list, your 10s. I don't care. Make your list, whatever you want to call it. We start there. And I let them know, hey, here's the deal. If you don't have 6 friends sign up in 2 seconds, that's okay. I didn't either. It took me a long time to get some customers. I'm going to teach you how to go way outside of that network if they're not receptive. So I set them up from the very beginning. If you get 5 no's in a row, don't worry, you're in good company. That happened to me too. And I'm a top earner. I'm going to show you how we're going to get some yeses, because we all know through host to post, through social media, through all of these avenues that we work, you've got to build a network, and we're going to help them build that network, right? Yes. So that's a couple of things I've done that have definitely changed as far as setting people up from the very beginning. But you asked about building, and you asked about, placing and Ruby. Yes. And I have a couple of different takes on this. I used to literally, if there was an empty spot on my chart, that was where the distributor went. There was an empty chart. Okay, throw them there. Then I went through a phase of, well, I'm going to match people up. So like this girl's in Texas and this girl's in Texas. Oh, this girl's from here and this she's from here. Oh, these two I think would get along together, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So I tried that for a while because I heard that on a Zoom. Again, confusion. And I went, no, that doesn't really work for me. I don't really like that. Then I went back to, I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do. I have my goals. I'm focused on me. I'm focused on my goals. I'm focused on what I want. And I'm just going to put people in the computer. And there was very little caring. There was very little praying about it. There was very little anything other than just empty box. Again, we're just, let's go. And I didn't like how that felt either. And so I'm somewhere in the middle, right? I'm somewhere in the middle of, I don't build people from scratch. I won't, and I can't. It does them a disservice. The only people that I build from scratch are family members or someone that God told me, put them in this spot. And I have that luxury now as an ambassador to do that, you guys. But at this point, it's really about that person and matching their effort and saying, all right, if you will come 50%, I'll meet you 50%. So like, for example, my last 2 distributors that I placed, they were with 2 ladies that both signed up distributors. So they signed a distributor. Here you go. I got one for you. They put in a loyal. I got you a loyal. They put in a DT. I got another DT. So I am looking at who's working, because we say this all the time, work with your workers. Mm-hmm. What I found myself doing was I was going, oh, good. Okay. My worker's over here working. I can't work with her. I got to go. I got to fill in all these dead boxes. And you guys, it's just, I was exhausted. And so I hesitate to talk through this too much without doing almost like a full Zoom on it, simply because there's so many caveats to what I'm saying. Yeah. And I don't think there's a one size fits all. And I think it depends on the time of your business. And I think it depends on what season you're in. Like right now, I build differently than I do in the spring. I think that it depends on if you have a heavy leg or not, if you're starting from scratch or not. So there's a lot of caveats that I'm not avoiding the question. I just simply need another 30 minutes to roll through it with you and about 20 different scenarios. Because when I'm talking about charting, there's just so many different ways to do it. And at the end of the day, guys, here's the deal. What I always tell my team is, when you're charting, think about 2 things. Number 1, you work with the information you have in front of you at that time. That's all you can do. I work with the information. I don't have a crystal ball. Just like you said, you know, there's these people we sign up, we think they're going to be amazing. And so I would like put all these people under them, and then I couldn't find them a week later. There are some people that I built and they came back to me later and said, you took my power away. You made me feel like I couldn't do it. And that hurt me. And I had to apologize and say, my goodness, I'm sorry. Here I was thinking I was helping. So I have many more, much more communicative with my DTs. And I don't just place without talking. So if you were on my team, Jared, you're killing it. I am so proud of you. Listen, I just brought in a new distributor. And at this point in my business, one of the coolest things I get to do is make money by helping other people make money. I love that. And so here's what I'd like to do. I'm going to place this new distributor here. There is going to come a point very quickly, I'm sure, where I introduce you to. For now, I'm taking care of her. I'm walking her through her first week or two. But man, I'm really hoping that she takes off and launches. And you know, and if he does great, love to set you guys up. Would you be willing to meet them? And hopefully by doing that, I'm hopefully empowering people a little more than just chunking people where I need them on my chart. But at the end of the day, you need 3 legs. You used to need 5. Now you only need 3, just 3. So you guys, a lot of times I'm doing this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, because I want depth. I want height. I want depth. I want it all on my chart. And you kind of can't mess it up. That's the beautiful thing about our charts now. If you think about them, you go into it excited, knowing that there is no mistake you're going to make. Oh, I placed this person over here. You need volume and rock stars everywhere in all 3 legs. It does not matter. So go with your gut and work with the information that's right in front of you. So there's my short version of strategy, but we can do a sidebar Zoom later if you want to.
That is so good. And you covered it because, you know, what I want people to get from that, just what you covered as it relates to strategy of placement is it's not a one thing fit all. It's different for you. It'll be different for me. It'll be different from different leaders because based on their season of the maturity of their business, the structure of what's going on. And what you don't want to do is find yourself comparing and saying, oh, they didn't do this for me. They did this for this person. Or, man, if that was me, this is, and what happens is you miss out on just the philosophy of how to think through the circumference of how the strategy is supposed to work because everybody's business is completely different. And I get different answers, but basically the same concept that you just gave us. You know, we're rounding up here this last 10, 15 minutes. Hopefully you guys are getting a lot of value because I am. If you are, put in the comments you're getting some value. If you're getting some things tonight and this conversation is valuable, right in there, tons of value. I see it coming in. You know, as we're rounding up, this fourth quarter, we're closing this thing down. I want to go in this direction here. You said it eloquently earlier. When your business had plateaued, you had hit the wall. And I know during certain seasons that people hit the wall in their business. And hit the wall, ladies and gentlemen, means the volume is not coming in like it used to. the income is not coming in as it once used to in the business. And I like to talk here because I am a proponent. I am actually I am one of those people that have hit the wall and it works. And when I hit the wall, I didn't hit it. I crashed into the wall. I knocked the wall down. Me and the wall had a knockdown, drag out session. And I didn't blame myself for hitting the wall. I blamed the wall. And everybody that was near the wall, everybody that was on the border wall, I mean, people that was across the street from the wall, they got blamed as well, okay? I'm just being candid. Talk to me, Ashley, about hitting the wall. What did that look like for you? What did it feel like to hit the wall? And what was your mindset to overcome that? Because there's so many people I know, whether they're in the hit the wall season now, or they're in the hit the wall season, or the hit the wall season is going to come later. And you said it so eloquently. I call it correction points when you hit the wall. Yeah. If you look at any chart of a publicly traded company, go look at Apple, go look at Microsoft. You'll see there are these spikes, these ups and these downs, ups and downs, and they go on these bull runs, and then the bear, and then it hits and it crashes. They hit this wall. And I always tell people, Ashley, hitting the wall is what I call an opportunity for correction point.
Yeah.
There's something that you need to correct at this point in your life, at this point in your business, to go on another run. And so I now understand in maturity that it is not only normal, it is the natural progression of any growing organization of a pullback or hitting the wall or a correction point. You know, as we get ready to round this up, for those of us that October was our hit the wall month, or maybe October was not our hit the wall month. October, we were on a run. I mean, it was just ridiculous. I mean, you got more volume coming in on a weekly basis than you used to have on a monthly basis. So I want to target both audiences because as a leader, what I've noticed is certain teams in your organization may be on an up, some may be on a slant or on a flat curve, some may be on a down correction point. And I want you to speak 9 years. I mean, you've been here 9 years, top 20 income earner. I mean, that is consistency to not only start, but to finish. I want you guys to write this down, and Ashley, I want you to pick this up. I tell people, you make a decision to start, it works. But you make a commitment to finish what you started and it works.
That's good.
You make a decision to start, but it takes a commitment to finish. I want you to talk about, you know, as we round up this last 10 minutes, talk about that correction point moment for you, your mindset, how you overcame it, and what took place next.
No, it's good. And as you were talking, I was thinking about a couple of different ones because there hasn't just been one, there have been multiple.
9 years, yes.
Yeah, you know, and especially on an accelerated course like that, right? Like moving that quickly, there were multiple slams into the wall. One of them I can remember calling Mark. And you guys, Mark and I we have a special relationship, but I remember calling this guy. I don't know who I thought I was. I think my dad taught me how to speak with men, I guess, where I'm not intimidated. And I probably should have been a little more respectful, but I remember calling him and saying, what is wrong with your company? What are you doing? Are you even at the office? Like, are you even working? Do you even see what's happening? It was my first time to watch volume drop. It was my first time to watch. You guys, my check didn't cut in half. It cut in like by about 60%, 65. I mean, I thought, oh, it's over. It's over. This run was over. And I had begun 2 years into like make plans for that money. We were doing stuff with that money. So when it was gone, it was like, Mark, you need to get your act together. You need to figure some stuff out. We need some promotions. We need this. You need to get your website. We used to have a terrible website. He'll even tell you that. You need to get your website together. Your marketing I mean, I had a list. I was ready to go, guns blazing. And he said, I'm sorry, am I talking to a top leader or Chicken Little? Is the sky falling? Y'all, I told you, Mark and I, we got a special relationship. And I was mad at first. And then here's the choice we all have to make when we hit a wall. You can either, like Jared said, blame the wall, or you can put a mirror up. And I chose to put up a mirror in that moment after Mark said that and said, all right, fine. What can I take responsibility for? It's the biggest lesson. I'm like right in the thick of this of teaching my girls. Can't stand when they point the finger. Mom, you need to call my teacher and tell. No, I'm not calling you. You can call your teacher. You can tell your teacher you screwed up and you forgot and you messed up, right? I want my kids to learn responsibility. And there's so many adults that won't take responsibility. And so here's what I did. I looked in the mirror and I said, I want to own what I can own. And the rest of it, I got to put to the side. And so that's the number one tip I would give you if you're hitting a wall right now. Own what you can own. Some of it's out of your control. Y'all, as an ambassador leader with that many leaders, I was doing all I knew to do at the time. I can't turn a cruise ship around like I can a little pontoon boat, right? Like if you're just on a tiny little rowboat, you can turn that thing around quick. Like if you're leading a huge team, there are going to be holes that happen. You cannot plug them all. You cannot turn that cruise ship around like that. But here's what I could do. I could change my mindset. I could get refocused. And I realized, one of the things I realized for myself, and almost every time I hit a wall, this happens. I have to recalibrate and go back to my vision and my why and dreaming. And a lot of times I have not put that out there for my team, right? Like maybe the hustle is there, but the mindset is not. And so this is this is kind of the season I've been walking through in the last couple months with some people on my team, is just, there's two things that you can control in this business, just two. I wish there were more, there are only two. And I realize I'm holding up 4 fingers, but there's just two. Your attitude and your effort. And that's so true in anything in life, right? But my attitude toward my business, my attitude toward my team, my mindset, and my effort are the only 2 things that I get to control. Everything else, the BOGOs that the company runs, don't get to control it. New products that the company might, don't get to control it. Having conference, not having it, don't get to control it. I don't get to control any of that stuff. Customer service, it's out of my control, right? Mm-hmm. Here's what I control. I control my mindset and I control my effort. And so here's what I tell people to do. If your mindset is in the right place, if you are thinking forward, if you are thinking abundantly, if you are in a constant growth mindset, right? Like, what are you trying to teach me through this, God? And you know your mindset is right. Then what you have to look at is your effort. Okay. Now, here's what I have found is, you guys hear me. Some of y'all are exploding through this time. I have got a leader right now that is about to go double diamond. I mean, Emerald to double diamond. Like, so again, if I took just her team, my team's exploding, right? Like just her leg. But I have other teams that are on a real fast downhill slope right now. And here's the thing that you have got to remember with this effort part during this time. And this is me being real and honest, naturally, just as a natural thing that happens in business and in the nature of the business that we are in, this is typically more of a downtime. Okay. And Mark, I thought, did such a good job the other day on our leadership call describing it this way. If you've ever run track, and I had the distinct displeasure of running track in high school, my coach would make us run hills all the time, and I hated it. Or sometimes he put us on the football field and put those parachutes behind us. You know, you got to like run against. Some of y'all are nodding. You know, Coach Juarez, he knows, he sees me. And it's that idea that like, I'm still making progress. I'm still moving forward, but dang, I'm just kind of dealing with some other forces here. So to get the same effort to get the same outcome, I've got to almost put in double the effort. And so right now should be your time when you don't coast, when you don't wait, when you don't say, I'm going to walk up this hill, you go, I'm going to attack, because that is the only way to end this pain and suffering I am dealing with, is to attack right now. And so that's kind of the mindset I've taken on, probably, you guys, honestly, just in like the last week and a half, maybe even 2 weeks of, wait a minute, what am I doing? I'm coasting. I'm acting like it's the spring and things are just rolling up to me naturally. Like, this is attack time. And every year it creeps up on me. Jared, I'm going to put a note in my phone when we hang up, and then you can put one in your phone and remind me next year and go, hey, Ashley, don't forget it's attack time, and don't let it creep up, because every flipping year it creeps up on me that it's time to attack. And I go, oh, wait, what's happening to my business? And I forget that every year around this time, there's that natural thing that kind of tends to happen in network marketing and in health and wellness businesses. It just does. Okay. Mm-hmm. So here's our job. It's to attack that hill. It's to have a single-minded focus of where we are going and bring as many people with us along the way. All right. And a lot of us, we're going to have to put double the effort in to get half of what we might get in another time. Mm-hmm. I'm not afraid of that though. Let me tell you why. So when I had my store, some of y'all know I owned a women's intimate store. So like I fit bras. If it went under the clothes, it was what you wore to sleep. That's what I sold. Weird business to be in, I know, but it was a lot of fun. And so there were times of year in that business, you guys, what do you think was probably one of my busiest times? Maybe owning a lingerie store, maybe February 14th, maybe Valentine's Day, maybe 700 men rolling up into my store at 5:55 p.m. Central Standard Time, into my store looking for me to gift wrap, make it smell like perfume. Yep, that was me. So I did not have to work very hard in that season to bring people in, right? That door was a revolving door just because of the time of year, just because of what was needed in that moment. There was no marketing. I ran no ads. I did no commercials. I did no marketing. I could barely keep up with the business I had at that time, right? They were flooding. Christmas was the same way. We sold these great pajamas that were just like the softest thing you've ever felt in your life. And so other sales might suffer in my store, but I never suffered in the pajama area. Like, right, I would sell a bajillion of these pajamas and nightgowns and all that stuff. And so I didn't have to work. But y'all, let me tell you, in January, I cannot tell you how many times it brings tears to my eyes thinking about multiple Januaries where I was like crouched down behind the counter crying, praying that God would praying that doorbell would ring, that ding, that it would go off and someone would walk in that was not the mail lady. And I would pray that someone would walk in and make a sale because I didn't know how I was even going to pay rent. And it was like, Lord, what am I doing? Did I miss it? Did I miss your voice? I thought I was supposed to open this store. I thought I was supposed to go this direction. And I questioned all of it, right? In the famine, we always question, did I hear you? Did I hear you? And then here's what would happen. I would get back up and I would get so smart about my marketing. You guys, my best marketing ideas, my times whenever I did double the work, oh, I'm going to cry thinking about it because it's so true in our business right now. My times when I had the best ideas and the best marketing and I would work the hardest were in those down times. They were when I had to attack or else rent wasn't going to get paid. And that is so true. Even I don't care what business you're in. Apple does it. Name a business. We all have to do it. There are times we just have to attack. We have to put in double the effort to get even maybe half of the outcome that we want. But here's the beautiful thing. What happens, Coach Juarez, because I'm looking right at you and I can tell you're taking notes. What happens on the other side? We get to the top of that hill and then what happens? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All the momentum that we've got. We'd almost fall down that hill, right? Barely moving. You could almost fall down the hill. You'll get a faster time barely moving down a hill than you will running up it. And so I think for some of you that are like, I don't know if you're talking about bras or track. I'm so confused about your now. Hey, we're mind melding them all together. Wear your bra while you run. I don't care. All the way up that hill, you're going to attack. And then I'm telling you, coming back down off of it, you guys, you're going to go, I don't know. This is what I do every spring, right? Every year I get confused about about some fallout. Every year I get confused about the crazy miracle that happens. Every year I'm like, oh my goodness, look at my business. This is crazy. Look at all these people. I'm barely moving. All these people are coming in. And it's because I'm attacking right now. And you have got to decide right now, you guys, the spring, there is nothing magical. I tell this to my team every year. I know they're probably tuning me out right now. There is nothing magical about February, March, and April. You know what's magical about, because I have watched teams crash and burn in February, March, April, May, June. I've watched them crash. What is magical about February, March, April, June, you know, I think I missed May in there. I'll have to watch the recording. What's magical about that time, you guys, is the teams that attack right now, that say, never surrender. Nope, not me. I know where I'm going. My focus is forward. The bottom could fall out for a minute, but I know it's coming back and it's going to be sturdier, because here's the cool part, you guys. I lost leaders. There were people that left. There were people that went, I can't handle the downtime. I don't like uphill. I like going downhill. I don't like up. Nobody does, right? But now I have got a team of literal warriors. I think about my girl, Beth, that is still with me for years and years. I think about my girl, Alyssa, that has been with me since like week 3 of this business. They know. They're not surprised by it. There's nothing that's going to take us away from this business, because we know every single hill that we are attacking right now, every season that we're going through, we are building a deeper and a deeper and a deeper root system to go, I ain't leaving. You couldn't take me away from this, because the wind will blow, but my roots are deep in this business. And so I feel like everybody's got a choice. Look at your attitude, look at your effort. If the effort is there and you're not getting the results that you want, it's time to check your mindset. If your mindset is there and you have big belief, but you're not getting where you want to go, it's time to check your effort. Because usually it's one of those two that's lacking. But when they line up and they're together, you guys, I don't care if you're running uphill or you're running downhill, you know where you're going and you are ready to attack it. So that's it. I got sweaty. I'm going to take another shower. I got sweaty. I got fired up. I'm ready to go work. I'm doing deep knee bends back here. Come on, let's go.
You have given us a ton of value. Come on, guys. Let's show Ashley some love in the chat. Come on. Let's show us some love. Come on, give me some emojis. Give me something. Come on, give it to us. Give it, lay it on her. Put it on her. Ashley, attitude. You say attitude and effort. I say attitude and activity. Attitude, double A. Those are the only two things I can control. My attitude and my effort. My attitude and my activity. So thank you so much. You've taken time to really pour into people. Here's my takeaway, ladies and gentlemen, because I talk to both women and men. Men, you don't get a pass from me. No, I know the ladies, they give you a pass. We had actually, I don't know if you were on that thread earlier with retiring your spouse, the retiring your spouse thread.
Oh yeah, pretty active on that one. I loved your your emojis. That was so good.
I've got a different experience. So I was reading the comments and we were laughing our butts off today. But so men, I don't cut the men any slack. This is not your wife's business. Come on, yeah. You can have both accounts. You can have multiple accounts, and guys, you can go out and build. I was reading a comment somebody made. Oh, there's no excuses for men now, and this, that, and the other. And I said, no. If it was easy for men to build the business, we would have more examples of men being, diamonds and doubles and triples and presidentials and ambassadors. So it's a little bit different, not because of the products, but because of the culture that is at work. But ladies, you ain't got, yes, I said you ain't got. You ain't got no excuses. Come on. You ain't got a now excuse. That's Texas coming out to not be extremely profitable and successful in this business, because you got too many examples. You got hundreds of examples of powerful women that have accomplished and are accomplishing tremendous things, not just for a year. Look at Ashley Sinclair, 9 years, and this thing is still going, still growing. You heard about the bull runs, you heard about the ebbs and the flows of the business, and she's still here taking the heels. So thank you so much, Ashley, for agreeing to be on the Mastermind session tonight, sharing from your heart. And I know we're going to do a part 2. We're going to have another session, and we're going to talk about community and team building. I know that's a big major topic. How do I build strong community so those roots are deeper? Because I know a lot of us are really attempting to find that harmony within building the business and building the people. And so thank you so much. The chat section is lit with love for all that you shared tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back on next week, Monday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Ashley Sinclair, thank you so much for being on. Appreciate each and every one of you for being on. God bless you. God bless your families. And God most certainly bless your dreams. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you.